Hello and welcome to the studios of Bedford Community Television. My name is Ray Chadwick. I'm chairman of the Bedford Republican Committee. One of the objectives of our committee is to inform voters about issues and people they make to have choices on in the election and in the voting booth. This year we have a primary election scheduled for September 14th. There are 4 individuals, 4 Republicans running on the Republican primary ballot for the opportunity to run in the general election against Governor John Lynch. And we're fortunate to have one of those individuals today with us, and his name is John Stephen.
Hey, Ray.
John, how are you doing?
Great to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to see you again.
Yeah,
so how are things going?
Very well, Ray.
Yeah?
My wife, Jenny, and I and our 2 young daughters are out there on the campaign trail now, nonstop.
So you sent the A-team while you're sitting here with us, huh?
No, we're doing well. I'm very, very excited and listening, doing a lot of listening.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to do. And people are not happy right now. Obviously, there's a lot going on, but you know, we're still not moving forward on creating enough jobs.
Yeah, well, I think that's exactly right.
It's on everyone's mind, and we need to do a better job.
Yeah, I think the voters are as engaged as I've ever seen in the years where I've really paid attention to this. I think everybody is looking at the spending that's going on in Concord and in Washington. They're looking at the people who brought it to them, which is Democrat executives, Washington and Concord, Democrat majorities in the House and Senate in Concord and Washington. And they're looking at that and saying, this is not sustainable. This can't continue to work. We can't continue to spend more than we take in, or assume we're just going to get more money by squeezing it out of individuals, what remaining individuals or businesses have money. So why exactly are you running? Because this is going to be a Herculean task, getting this turned around.
Well, you just mentioned, you know, people, they're asking the question, why are we spending so much? Why are we?
Sure.
I mean, I grew up, I was born in New Hampshire. I love this state. My wife was born here. I want my kids to enjoy this state like I did and stay here and someday understand fully and appreciate the live free or die, low tax, limited government atmosphere. The thing that's so great about this state and why people come here, the best thing is, Ray, you and I get to live here. I live right across, you know, in Manchester and lived there all my life, and a lot of friends in Bedford in this community, and I've played ball in this area and grew up. And the issue is, it's about New Hampshire. Again, those values, limited government, less spending, and more freedom. And over the last 4 years alone, we have really, really gone in the wrong direction. 24% increase in spending, 84 new taxes and fees, 84. And that's why I'm running. I want to keep New Hampshire the live free or die, low tax, limited government state we all know, love, and respect.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah, and we'll do that. But, you know, when the people of this state start seeing what's going on, ask the folks in Bedford, you know, when you went down recently to register a car, how much did you pay to register your car? More than you paid the year before.
Indeed.
There's
no doubt.
What about this LLC income tax that Governor Lynch passed? Income tax on small businesses at a time when we need to grow our economy. Deepest recession of our time. And we're going to tax ourselves out of a recession? That's not the way. It's
exactly crazy. And
so that's why I'm running.
You want to make a difference in this.
Well, yeah, but I want to be able to help people by restoring that great New Hampshire advantage we know of the limited government, freedom type atmosphere that I think most people in New Hampshire respect.
Well, I think they respect, but let's take a moment to dissect it a little bit, because Republicans are often criticized as being the party of big business, low taxes, and no regulation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's often portrayed as being something scurrilous. But the issue is, most people, if you explain it right, you say, look, you know, if you have money, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to invest in a business so you can provide for your family, grow, eventually provide for your successors, you won't do that in a climate where there are more and more impediments put in your way from a regulatory standpoint. There are more and more taxes, regulations, fees, and things taking from you the fruits of your labor. So it's really just fundamentally a question of how many obstacles you put in front of somebody who wants to start, keep, or grow a business. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where the jobs come from.
You're absolutely right. I mean, ask People, we're not talking about big business. New Hampshire is all about small business.
Oh, big business or small business, it's the same game, though.
Two of my friends and supporters from Bedford. You can talk to anyone, but Matt Albuquerque owns Next Step Orthotics in Manchester. What a great businessman. He's employed a number of people in this state, and he helps servicemen when they come back from the war and have lost a limb to try to do the best he can to put them back to normal as best he can so they can enjoy the things that we enjoy after defending our freedom. He has business here, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. Talking to him the other day, the LLC income tax made it such that it's easy. He can do better in Massachusetts in business, and Matt wants to stay here in New Hampshire.
Now that's a pretty remarkable statement.
And Andy Cruz, another great friend of mine who has done so much for the community, auto fair, wanted to purchase another dealership, and his accountant told him because of the LLC tax, you know, it's probably not a good thing to do.
Sure.
And you know, he's working hard to make sure he can keep people employed.
Yeah.
These are the people we need to help, and the government helps them by stepping back, by cutting taxes, and by making them, you know, or giving them an environment that produces more freedom for jobs, less regulation.
It's more freedom for jobs, and this has been proven again and again, that if you reduce the tax rate, in other words, if you think about yourself, okay, I'm going to work for the average individual. They ask me to work on Saturday. All right, so I come in on Saturday, get time and a half, and guess what? I have to pay 20% of the extra money for taxes. Okay, I'll come in and work. Okay, what happens when you say they pay 50%? I'm a little less interested. 70%, forget it. So what is happening is every time the tax rate is increased and takes more and more of the fruits of your added effort, pretty soon you stop making the added effort.
And here is, I guess, the key issue in Congress.
Yeah, right.
The governor and the majority have not been able to lead, have not been able to make the tough decisions you have to make in cutting spending.
Right.
Because it's simple to say, look, we're just going to keep this thing going at the rate it's going because we don't want to make the tough decisions.
Yeah.
And then what do? You hurt the business community. You go out to the people that are right now paying big taxes anyways. New Hampshire is the highest, or has the highest tax rate in the nation according to the Tax Foundation.
Yeah.
And also,
you mean a business tax. Right.
And also, we have 1 in 6 in our state leaving New Hampshire to work elsewhere, according to the Tax Foundation. Puts us 49th, only ahead of Maryland. And when I was working for the Lucas Group Consulting Group and going all over the country and helping businesses and also state governors in other states try to control their spending and dealing with healthcare issues, I'd drive to my Boston office and I'd see the thousands and thousands of cars, Ray, every morning that are leaving New Hampshire. And you know and you feel it. Why can't they come back?
Yeah.
Why can't people come into this great state and work?
Yeah,
we just need to make sure we have a tax structure that is not the most unfriendly tax structure, but conducive and helps businesses grow. But we can turn this around. We could be the most friendly business atmosphere in the entire Northeast.
Yeah.
Let me give you another idea I'd like to see, or an idea also, not just the tax cuts that the businesses need, but what about a situation where hospitality, we really are a good hospitality state.
True.
And what did we do in the last legislative session? We increased the rooms and meals tax by 12%, 9% rooms and meals tax. I grew up in a restaurant. My mom and dad owned the Vault restaurant in Manchester. I peeled potatoes, washed dishes. I watched mom and dad do everything they can and help them grow that bottom line. But you know, we've hurt our restaurant industry in this state and our hotels and hospitality. Now, what if we were able to say, you know what, during certain low times in the year, after the holiday festival or seafood festival in Hampton, right around October, beginning of October, till we get to foliage or towards the end of September, for a few weeks or a month, tax holiday. No rooms and meals tax. And maybe we do that in March or April. No rooms and meals tax. Come to New Hampshire.
Yeah, right.
I want to be the governor that's a salesman in chief and tells other states and other individuals, come to this great state.
Well, it's an interesting